What should we do once the rain stops?
When going into buildings that have been submerged, do not touch electrical facilities and make sure to ventilate, as there is a risk of gas leakage.
We should also reduce preventable damages and prepare for disasters ahead of time by following safety guidelines.
That is correct. You can receive real-time safety information through the Disaster Safety Information mobile app, 안전 디딤돌.
Thank you for all the great information. Remember, your safety is everyone's safety. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산 영어방송.
지금 방송 광고라는 부메랑을 던져보세요. 소비자를 향해 정확히 날아가는 광고. 힘차게 돌아가는 경제. 부메랑처럼 다시 기업의 이익으로 되돌아오니까요. 방송 광고, 경제에 큰 힘이 됩니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
I want to talk about lunch. Yes, at 7 a.m. in the morning, because I saw this recent survey conducted by NHN Payco of 9 million mobile meal voucher transactions for 2025. And it showed that the average cost of lunch here in Korea has hit 9,500 won per person. By the way, that's the nationwide average. But what about for some of the posh, really kind of so-called rich business areas like Samsungdong or Gangnam? The cost of eating out reached an average of 15,000 won. And remind you, that's the average. And think about all the stay-at-home parents right now who are corralling their kids during summer vacations, sometimes cooking up to 3 meals per day. In this heat wave, that might be unbearable. However, the idea of eating out, even one of those 3 meals out, that might be even more unbearable. The cost of eating out. Well, I'm Catherine. This is Morning Wave in Busan on Thursday, July 24th on BEFM 부산 영어 방송. Good morning, Wavers. I hope you're all doing well. And to all of you early birds who are checking in with me, yes, good morning to each and every one of you. So we've been talking about, over the past few days, the weather and the cost of things. Like yesterday, we were talking about the price of watermelons. I did go to the mart yesterday just to buy a couple things. I looked at the price at my local mart. It said on sale. 세일한다고 그러고 수박이 27,000원이었어요. So I did, 패스. So I didn't buy it. I was just like, I just can't buy watermelon for 27,000 won. But that's what it is. All right. And the heat, it has been relentless day and night. And many of you probably wake up at least once at night. At least, whether it's to adjust the air conditioning setting or maybe to turn up the fan. But what about people who are living or sleeping without air conditioning? People that don't have access to air conditioning. Well, there are these heat shelters, 무더위 쉼터, for those living in heat vulnerable conditions. So they are located at local community centers or even banks during business hours. But the vast majority of these heat shelters, they close their doors at night. While that is understandable, the heat these days does not discriminate between day and night, with tropical nights raging on in some parts of the country. So according to Seoul Shinmun, 9 out of 10 heat shelters in Seoul City close in the evening and on the weekends as well. So some they keep their doors open through the night, but that really differs widely depending on the district where you are. On top of this, many of these heat shelters are located within senior centers. So in Korea, we call them 경로당, which are generally not open to the public. They're for senior citizens. And experts say that it's common for heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses to lead to, unfortunately, fatalities at nighttime while you're asleep. And this is because it's hard for those around, for example, the person suffering or the patient to notice the symptoms, and they often go unattended for a prolonged period of time. And of course, there are logistical and budget issues, but as climate change is leading to hotter and even hotter summers, we may need to make room in the budget for these maybe all-night long heat shelters, because some people really do need them. All right, now it is time to talk about something. We're going to talk about this topic later on in the program, but for a text topic. Here we go. What characters or cartoons were popular during your time? So when I say your time, it can be from your childhood and maybe even into adulthood if you're into animated characters or cartoons. 자, 여러분 어린 시절 인기 있었던 만화 캐릭터는? And yes, this is going to date you, so let's hear them. You can send in your messages to BFM's live stream live chat on YouTube. So go to the YouTube platform, type in BEFM or 부산 영어 방송 to find our channel, to subscribe, log in, and chat with our other waivers. Also, from your phone, pound 9050 shop 9050. That's going to cost you 100 won. Also, you can reach me for free, and you can send in your messages. Plus, if you have like a screen grab, a screenshot of your favorite character, maybe you can send those in too. You can listen to our program in so many different ways. Morning Wave in Busan, through the radio here in Busan, 90.5 or 103.3 FM. And also, like I said, we're streaming live on YouTube. You can check us out anytime at your leisure. And we are available on the BEFM app and also the Patbang app. So let's look ahead to our Thursday morning. Yay, it's Thursday. All right, Ask Dr. Ryu with Dr. Ryu Sang-hyo. That's in hour number 1. And then we have in hour number 2, Vasana for Buzz Breakdown. For a special interview today, we're going to be talking to an expert regarding Japan. But it's a two-faceted approach, this interview today. Because first, we're going to talk about the trade talks between Japan, the U.S., and how that might affect the trade talks between Korea and the U.S. as well. But also, you may have heard about the big defeat for the LDP in Japanese politics. So this is a multifaceted story. We're going to cover all of it in hour number 2. I'll be back with news overview. It's now 7:06, and this is News Overview. Kang Sun-woo steps down from Gender Minister nomination. Gender Equality and Family Minister nominee Kang Sun-woo announced that she's stepping down from the nominee position amid controversy over her behavior with parliamentary aides. Birth rate increase reaches 14-year high for May. The rate of increase of newborns in May came to 3.8% compared to the same time last year, the highest in 14 years, as the marriage rate came to the highest in 6 years, according to Statistics Korea yesterday. Parliament passes confirmation for Constitutional Court Chief nominee. The National Assembly yesterday passed the confirmation hearing report for Constitutional Court Chief Justice Kim Sang-hwan with 206 yeas, 49 nays, and 9 abstentions. Police crackdown on illegal weapons after gun incident. The National Police Agency yesterday announced a new set of measures to tighten control on illegal weapons following the fatal shooting with a handmade gun in Incheon. U.S. nearing deal with EU after striking deal with Japan. The U.S. and the European Union are close to reaching a deal that would impose 15% tariffs on most imports from the bloc, mirroring a deal reached between the U.S. and Japan. This was News Overview. It's time for us to check in with Sajin. She's here for Now in Busan. Let's say hi. Good morning.
Thursday morning.
Yay. So we're getting there. We're almost to Friday. So I want to hear about your favorite animated or cartoon character. Not the program or the brand. We can only talk about the characters. So
슈가는 that
what,
one.
what? 뭐죠?
슈가는.
Oh, 진짜?
Yeah.
What is that? The fact that I don't even know. So it was really popular in Korea.
Yeah, it was popular.
Okay. Now I don't feel that bad.
How about you?
For me, oh my gosh, I had a really strict mom. My dad, not so much. He was a little flexible. My mom was like, no TV. She was one of those moms. So I was only allowed to watch 2 hours Saturday and 2 hours Sunday. That was my TV time for the entire week. No TV during Monday through Friday. I'm from that era. So on Saturday, I think mornings, I don't know if they were reruns or not. And yes, this will date me, but it's okay. I'm proud of my age. Smurfs.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Oh, I'm wearing blue.
Oh.
Coincidentally.
Matching.
Yeah, matching Smurfs. My favorite character though, I really loved Gargamel. Because he was always like, oh, those darn Smurfs. And then what was his cat's name? Azrael or something like that, right? So those are my favorite
I
characters.
completely agree with you. As I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
You've never heard of the Smurfs?
Smurf I heard about, but
Yes.
the last,
character?
The character.
Yeah. Gargamel is the bad, the only person in the character, the villain.
I see.
All right, we're going to jump into some local news. So here we go. President Lee Jae-myung is heading to Busan this week, isn't he?
Yes. President Lee Jae-myung is scheduled to hold a town meeting in Busan on the 25th, which is tomorrow, to focus on local development issues.
So I do remember we reported on this. The trip was postponed, correct?
Yes, he was actually going to hold this meeting back on the 18th, but it had to be called off due to the heavy rain and flood damage across the country.
Indeed. And is this part of his national listening tour?
You got it. It will be a third local forum after previous ones in Gwangju last month and Daejeon earlier this month. This one in particular is seen as a move to engage with residents in the Busan and South Gyeongsang.
Yes, and do we know what issues might come up at this meeting?
Well, it seems like they will be talking about key local issues such as moving the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries to Busan and the progress of the Arctic shipping route project.
I see. So once again, he's going to be coming down to Busan with a face-to-face, a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, let's move on. So we're talking about something that we've been talking about. You just mentioned it, the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries. There's some real progress. We see it's going on with its move to Busan, right?
Yes, Busan City and the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries actually held the first policy meeting just yesterday morning. Vice Minister Kim Sung-bum was there for the Ocean Ministry, and Busan's Deputy Mayor Song Hee-yup were there to represent the city.
Yes. Do we know what they talked about?
The focus was really on practical stuff like housing, childcare, and schooling for ministry staff who will be relocating.
Yes. So we have to make sure, of course, the employees of this entity that they can settle in well. So where is the ministry moving in for now? So we need kind of a recap on where they're moving.
Well, after President Lee ordered a move to wrap up within the year, the ministry moved fast. Like 16 days later, they picked 2 temporary office buildings near Busan's North Port.
Right.
And Busan City has been hands-on too. Like they gave them a short list of usable buildings, sent dedicated staff to help, and set up a one-stop admin support team at the district office.
Yeah, so it sounds like, some teamwork is going on. Did the officials say anything after the meeting?
Vice Minister Kim said the ministry wants to turn the Busan into the command center for developing Arctic shipping route and boosting Korea's ocean economy.
Oh, and we definitely welcome this, of course. So this is happening finally. Okay. And this next story, I also want to say, there's a trigger warning. We're going to be talking about a retrial that made headlines. So if you have young ones, maybe, turn the volume down a little bit. So tell us about this story.
Yeah, after 61 years, prosecutors have finally said the Choi, who bit off a man's tongue while resisting sexual assault, acted in self-defense, so no innocent.
So, first of all, let's backtrack a little. 61 years ago, and then so she was at that time found guilty, but you're going to give us details on this? Yes.
Back in 1964, Che was just 18 when a man tried to sexually assault her.
Uh-huh.
She fought back and bit off about 1.5 centimeters of his tongue.
Right.
But instead of being treated as a victim, she was charged with inflicting serious injury and ended up getting 10 months in prison, suspended for 2 years.
Yeah, so that's what happened in the first trial, but we need to know what changed this time around.
Well, prosecutors now say her actions were justified, so completely innocent.
Yes.
They admitted they failed to protect her back then and apologized in court for adding to her pain through social prejudice.
Well, I'm sure this must have been a really difficult time and very emotional, I'm thinking too, though.
It was. After the hearing, she hugged her lawyers and women's rights advocates, saying, "We won." And in her final statement, she asked that no other survivor ever be treated the way she was.
Yes, but didn't she try to appeal this verdict before?
Yeah, she actually applied for retrial back in 2020.
Right.
But local court rejected it, saying there wasn't enough evidence of misconduct. But in 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the case, saying there was enough evidence to reopen the case.
Yes. So in terms of the final ruling, so I guess we still have to wait for the verdict?
The court will deliver its verdict on September 10th.
So once again, this statement was from the prosecutor's side, apologizing for what happened. So of course, we will continue to follow this story. All right, next, I hear Busan's doing something new to support emotional laborers.
Yes, the city is stepping up efforts to support emotional employees, those in fields like call centers or customer service, by improving their welfare facilities. It's part of Busan's plan from 2022 to protect the rights and create healthier workplaces.
Right. So what kind of support are we talking about?
They're offering up to 5 million won per workplace to build or improve break rooms, canteens, shower facilities, and nursing rooms.
So what any conditions to this?
About 10 businesses will be selected, and they will need to cover at least 10% of the cost themselves. They've got until August 6th to apply online via the government subsidy platform called 보태미.
Well, it does sound like, they're moving in the right direction. So thanks for giving us an update on that story. All right, now let's talk about Busan hosting a huge global event next year. So what is this?
Yes, the biggest library gathering in the world is happening in Busan in 2026.
Oh, really? So what exactly is the event, though? What's it called?
Yeah, it's called World Library and Information Congress, or WLIC for short, run by the International Federation of Library Association, or IFLA. They're basically this massive international network, 1,700 libraries across 150 countries.
Wow, so this is pretty major. Busan beat out other cities to win the bid?
13 countries applied, but Busan stood out for its strong track record in hosting major international events.
Sure.
You're looking at over 5,000 people from national libraries, city libraries, academies, civil groups, all gathering to swap ideas, talk about access to knowledge, and where libraries are headed.
So this isn't the first time Korea has hosted, from what I understand. So when was the last time Korea hosted?
It's been 20 years since Korea last hosted it. In Seoul back in 2006. Experts reckon it will generate about 22 billion won in production impact, nearby 10 billion in added value, and over 4 billion won in income.
Yeah, so it sounds like not just a cultural event, but like a real economic boost too. Any idea what topics they're going to be covering?
They'll be exploring libraries in the age of digital transformation, artificial intelligence, the metaverse, and data sovereignty, and closing the information gap. Participants also get a taste of K-culture, Hallyu, and the Busan's vibrant diversity while they're here.
And where is this going to take place?
It's a 4-day event from August 10, held at PEXCO, and other libraries across the city. Mayor Park Hyung-jun said he's aiming to set a whole new standard for library congresses with this one.
I see. So definitely a huge win, actually, the fact that Busan's hosting this big event. Thanks for going over all the local news. We'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Sajin.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll be back with your traffic and weather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
굿모닝입니다.
Good morning.
좋은 아침입니다.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Major news, local buzz, and expert takes, it's all here on Morning Wave in Busan. Brighten up your morning commute with Morning Wave in Busan.
Morning Wave in Busan.
It's now 7:19. This is your traffic report. There is an accident on Hwamyeongdae-ro going towards the Wasog underpass. There's a collision between a bus and a car right past the Sansong Tunnel toll gate. Also, there is a cargo truck that's broken down on the Dongso overpass going away from the city right past the Pomnekor Bridge. There is some congestion on Gwanmun-dae-ro from Pangnam Tunnel to Baegang Tunnel. And Nakdong-Namno is congested right now from Hadan intersection to Hagwon Bridge. And it's looking slow on Baegang-Gwanmun-lo from Baegang Tunnel Ogui intersection to the tunnel. Currently, it's 25 degrees Celsius. It's sunny. It's going to go up to 30 today on average. A heat wave impact forecast, 폭염 영향 예보, and a heat wave special report, 폭염특보, are in effect. Across the country, we have a hot day with the daytime highs going up to 35 degrees in parts of Gangwon, Chungnam, and the southern regions. And this was your traffic and weather. It's time for Top Stories. Haley's here. Let's say hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Thursday.
Yay. So close.
Yes, almost there. Okay, so let's talk about your favorite cartoon animated character.
Right. So your mom was really strict. My mom at least gave me, I think, an hour and a half of free time between like when I got to school, did my homework, and then like as she was getting ready, getting dinner
lucky.
prepped. I mean, she just basically wanted you to keep stay away from the kitchen. So I think it was between like 3:30 and 5 on TV. There was like a series. It was like kids time because this was pre-cable.
Yeah.
So I think there was 짱구. And then after that was 명탐정 코난. I grew up in Korea, obviously. I think it's Japanese anime, but it's like Conan the Boy Detective. It's basically like this really famous high school detective who was tricked or something happened to him. It involved gangs and he turned into a child.
Oh, really?
Right, he turned into a child. So he
I had no idea.
He enlists help of this genius kind of scientist and he solves crimes. And so anyways, there's that. And then the monsters that come out of your pockets. Pikachu. Yeah.
The character.
Yes. Yes.
Pika. Okay, so now we're going to get serious. We're going to talk about some trade stories. The first one, the August 1st deadline for U.S. tariff negotiations is approaching. And the top South Korean finance and trade officials we've reported are in Washington, D.C. So as the South Korean delegation is due to meet with U.S. representatives, Japan reached a deal yesterday.
Right. It is negotiation season in Washington, D.C. So President Donald Trump announced that he has reached a deal with Japan. And details have been coming out throughout the day. According to U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Japan will be investing $550 billion. So that's about 757 trillion won into the U.S., with the United States taking 90% of the profits earned from these investments. So some outlets are calling it basically a blank check that Japan is giving over to the States. In return, they have significantly lowered their tariff to 15%. Japan would also open its market to U.S. goods, including cars, trucks, rice, and certain agricultural products.
Yes.
So Japan's chief trade negotiator also said via a Facebook post, #mission accomplished. So they are quite happy about the 15% rate. Trump also said that a trade agreement with the European Union would be announced Wednesday local time, with more deals due soon.
So coming real soon. We're going to look at other countries that have struck deals with the U.S. to see how things might go for South Korea.
Right, because we're trying to gauge what might happen with South Korea. So the U.S. may be taking this attitude that time is on their side. So with where are we getting this from? Well, this is according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent via a CNBC interview this week. So he stated that what they're more interested in is not necessarily reaching a deal by August 1st, but reaching a high-quality agreement. So Bessent talked about the negotiations with Indonesia, for example, saying that Indonesia, the delegates there, brought 5 different deals in total. Basically, they had to keep going back and come back with a better offer. While the first draft, he said, was very good. With the U.S. demanding more, the Indonesian authorities kept coming back with a revision after revision. And ultimately, according to Bessent, they were able to reach a fantastic deal. Basically, what we're seeing is that the U.S. is pressuring their partner nations to keep coming up with revisions until they're satisfied. And with the European Union, Bessent said that some within the U.S. government, they are frustrated, but that also the EU is more proactively negotiating with the U.S. So with this, some pundits are saying that the August 1st deadline won't be the final deadline anymore, and instead, the U.S. could push partner nations to basically give more.
Okay.
And actually, this push might actually go to the very end, the very top of the hierarchy, because going back to the deal with Japan, a White House official released a photo from the Oval Office. Basically, the angle was from President Trump's, from behind President Trump, and you can see what's on his desk. So there was a document with a cover page titled "Japan Invests America." On the cover page, in big letters, you see that the printed amount referring to that investment was $400 billion.
Okay.
But you see with the handwritten correction, a 5. So some media outlets are speculating that President Trump handwrote those changes, and Japan wound up giving $550 billion. So again, that push is coming all the way from the Oval Office.
Yes. So what can we glean from these previous deals, though?
Right. So far, the U.S. has reached deals with the UK, Vietnam, Indonesia, and now Japan. Pundits are saying that the common thread they're seeing is something that can satisfy Trump's major voter base, which is farmers.
Yes.
So to that end, there's a tension over what might be on the table come Seoul and Washington negotiations.
Right.
In fact, President Trump wrote on Truth Social Wednesday after the deal with Japan that he will only lower tariffs for countries that open their markets to the United States. So the government, South Korean government, according to reports, they've decided that they won't put rice and beef on the table. So specifically, expanding import of American rice and allowing import of beef from American cattle that are older than 30 months.
Yes.
Because this is kind of the red line, given the sensitivity and the economic impact. Actually, even changing the rice policy, that requires World Trade Organization agreement and or a ratification by the parliament. So it's not an easy decision that the trade negotiators can just sign off on.
Right.
And of course, the beef matter, it comes as an issue for fairness for other countries.
Yes. So what may be up for discussion? Because you're saying rice, beef,
No. So what might
right?
be a maybe, other crops that would be used for fuel. So in Korean, that's 연료용 농산물.
Okay.
For example, corn for bioethanol. Seoul is also considering expanding import of American apples and living organism modified potatoes or LMOs. So because the reason is there's already at least a partially open market for this as long as the products go through a scientific assessment.
Yes.
Importing them or importing more of them is possible.
I see. Of course, we're going to talk about this throughout the program later on, and also with our special interview, a little bit of it. Moving on, the special counsel is looking into various allegations against former First Lady Kim Gun-hee, and this is really picking up speed, the investigations, right?
Right. So we're going to be talking about the so-called Kim Gun-hee Butler or Stewart case involving the CEO of a rental car company, Kim Ye-sung, a.k.a. he's known as a close family associate of Kim Gun-hee's, sometimes referred to her as her butler. So he's facing allegations of having received massive investments through her connections. So already the special counsel led by Minjung-gi, they've summoned officials from Shinhan Bank, Gyeongnam Steel, and JB Uri Capital all yesterday.
Yes.
They are investors to that rental car company. Also yesterday, Kim Ye-sung's wife, identified by her surname Chung, was summoned. She also faces allegations of having been involved in that investment process and also profiting.
Yes.
So But for Kim himself, he has been basically MIA ever since April when he left for Vietnam.
That's right. And as this is going on, former President Yoon Suk-yeol issued a statement from behind bars.
Right. So this actually came this Monday. He issued a rare statement through his attorneys where he called the special prosecution, quote, an unfair political suppression and oppression. He argued that public officials and military officials who are involved in the martial law declaration, they were only following just orders and they were suffering at the special counsel offices and also in court. So he stated that such absurd political oppression should only be directed at himself. And responses have been pouring out since then.
Okay.
The special counsel investigating the insurrection charges said that this position is unacceptable. The one that he's saying is politically motivated is not even worth responding to. As for the ruling Democratic Party, they stated that the timing is conspicuous because it is only when the special counsel summoned his wife, Kim Gun-hee. This is when he stated he gave a statement saying that this is a ploy to try to protect his wife. Even some within the PPP, the People Power Party, his own party, or his formerly his party, they're kind of turning away or at least saying that they're finding this position and the timing hard to understand. That now all of a sudden the former president is saying that the responsibility is with him. And they're saying, well, it would have been nice for him to take that responsibility from the get-go and cooperated with the investigation.
I see. So a lot going on there. We're going to talk about something completely different now. So many young people are looking for, or maybe are already working part-time jobs during summer. So where are they working?
Right. Summer jobs, let's talk about them.
Yes.
Restaurants, definitely, and actually less so convenience stores. And this is according to the National Youth Policy Institute research on youth. And by youth, I'm talking teenagers, their work and their rights. So 915 people surveyed between third year of middle school, 중3 and 고3, high school third year. They have experienced working last year, and 39% said they worked at restaurants. This is actually highest by far, triple to 5 times the ratio of other locations like buffets, wedding halls, cafes, and bakeries. And for the past 10 years, restaurants have been consistently at the very top.
Right. However, some things have changed too, right?
Right. Remember when people would hand out flyers?
Oh, yeah.
And they still do, but not so much because a
Yes.
lot of advertising is done online nowadays.
Sure.
10 years ago, flyer handing out, that was the second most popular form of work for teenagers at 22.4%. Last year, that went down, way down to just 2.3% of the total. Convenience stores as well from 9.3% 10 years ago to just 4.1%.
Oh.
However, changes in advancements in technology, that's also led to changes, various platform-related jobs, delivery, along with content creations being popular jobs for teenagers. But overall, fewer teens had work experience. In 2014, a quarter of teens responded said they have had work experience, whether that be during vacation or other times.
Sure.
Last year, that was just 17.5%. So good news, though, they are being protected via labor contracts, 57.7% saying that they've signed them,
Yes.
although that is still a large number that have not. However, too many teens were still being treated unfairly. Although age should not be an issue, it seems that some employers are kind of taking advantage of the fact that they might just not know or maybe afraid to say something.
Sure.
Almost 13% getting underpaid or not paid at all, not getting paid on time, or not getting overtime.
Let's be responsible employers and
adults,
supervisors.
too.
Yes. All right, for our final story, the U.S. Olympic officials passed a policy that effectively bars transgender women from competing in women's sports.
Right, so this has consistently been a hot button issue,
Yes.
but the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, the USOPC, they kind of quietly passed this change on Monday local time and saying that it has effectively barred transgender women from competing in women's sports.
Yes.
So this is under President Donald Trump's executive order back from February that was titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports. So it threatened funding to rescind all funds from organizations that allow transgender transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. So the Olympic and Paralympics Committee told the specific national governing bodies for various sports that it has an obligation to comply, and the federations also need to follow suit.
Yes.
So the National Women's Law Center put out a statement condemning the move, and this is actually a complicated issue because the IOC, the International Governing Body for Olympics, International Olympic Committee, it's allowed individual sports federation, swimming, basketball, wrestling, all of them, to set their own rules at the Olympics. So there are different rules for different sports.
Right.
So for example, swimming and cycling and then track and field, they have stricter rules on transgender athletes, barring those who went through male puberty from participating in female sports. However, Trump has said that he wants the IOC to change everything, and he calls it an absolutely ridiculous subject. And this is important because LA, Los Angeles, is the next host for the Summer Games in 2028.
That's right. So thank you for covering all the top stories for hour number 1. We'll check in with you in hour number 2. Thank you, Haley.
See you in a bit.
All right, we are due for our first song break. So here it is, 소녀시대 by 이승철.
바람빛깔 파도 같아 너무 놀라버려
we are ready to say hello to Dr. Liu for Ask Dr. Liu. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
It couldn't be better. It's really exciting because it's Thursday and tomorrow is Friday.
I know.
Yay.
근데요, 우리 예지 PD님이요.
Yes.
월요일 날 들어올 때는요.
예.
Hi, good morning. 이거 진짜 이러고 들어와요.
Oh,
톤이
really?
달라져요. 요일마다 월요일은 여기, Tuesday here, Wednesday. And today she's like, it's Thursday. 이러면서 들어오셨어요.
Oh,
너무 she's so cute.
yeah. I'm
She's
gonna
the best.
diagnose her of 월요병.
Oh, yeah. We have it all here.
Okay.
On air, we always pretend like, oh, it's yay, happy Monday. But like, she's really happy.
Yeah, come
As
to
people
visit
are
my
saying.
office.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do anything for you.
All right. So our text topic today.
Yes.
We're talking about your favorite, 그러니까 brand name은 아니니까 character, animated character or cartoon character.
Okay, my favorite character
Yes.
is 아기 공룡 둘리.
Oh, 진짜요?
Yeah.
Actually, we have a message from Young. I'm going to read it real quick.
Okay.
Who says, 저는 아기 공룡 둘리에 근데 둘리뿐만 아니라 나오는 마이콜.
마이콜.
기억난대요. So that
Yeah.
oh, she wants you to sing.
Yeah, really? 요리, I don't know. 요리 보고, I don't know,
요리
please.
보고.
요리
요리
보고. 몰라요. Sorry. 호잇. Yes, I'm going to stop here. But I used to play pranks when I was young. So in that character, Julie made fun of a lot of adults.
Yes.
So I felt a little huge satisfaction by proxy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
대리만족.
대리만족.
Love it, love it. So now that we have gone over your favorite character,
Yeah.
let's get into our topic for today.
Okay, today I'm going to talk about 날 월요병. It's 냉방병.
Is this a real thing though? Because I've never heard of this until I came to Korea. I was like, what is this 냉방병? Like, it sounds so serious.
그렇죠. We call it air conditioning-itis.
Yes.
But you couldn't find that in your English vocabulary because it's named term. Koreans use this term. Actually, it's not common in Western countries. You know the reason is?
Why?
Because it's deeply rooted in Korea's traditional medicine. And then in that medicine, the cold air means a little bit of a disturbs our autonomic nervous system. That's why they created this term, 냉방병. And also, it's to do with poor ventilation and also huge difference gap between when it comes to temperature-wise.
Yes.
And here in Korea, if you want to install by AC, you don't need to meet certain criteria when it comes to ventilation. But in Western countries, North American countries, they have a different heating system and cooling system.
It's all central.
Central.
Yeah, so we call it like central, like, heating, cooling, HVAC, they call it, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
everything comes from the ceiling or vents that are built into the rooms. So I came to Korea and everybody was talking about this. Like, at first I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is 냉방병? Like, 냉방병? What exactly is this, right?
Yeah.
But it's such a common thing that I'm sure most of our listeners have heard of this term before, right? So, we go into, for example, like you say, from outdoors into like a freezing cafe. Or you mentioned you came into the studio.
Yeah.
엄청
Yeah.
춥다고 하셨잖아요.
Yeah.
So, what causes these symptoms? What are the symptoms?
Okay, there are three main symptoms, or I would call it main causes. First, upper respiratory infections. It's like a common cold from viruses.
Yes.
Because viruses can spread in a confined area. In AC environments, we come in contact with other people, other friends, co-workers. That's why virus can spread to your next friends or co-workers. So you might experience like common cold symptoms like sore throats and runny nose. And the second thing is Legionnaire's bacteria disease.
That sounds really serious. Legionnaires, right?
It's rare but serious. It's a type of bacteria that thrives in the cooling water system or filters of a poorly maintained AC. And also, it's not serious one for healthy adults, but for those with immune compromised, it can be deadly. And the third one is sick building syndrome.
Oh.
Yeah, it's common in sealed buildings with poor ventilation.
Okay.
Like you said, in the US or some other North American countries, they have to install a certain ventilation system. It's kind of mandatory, but we don't have that kind of a standard requirements. That's why we are putting just buying AC, and then you don't need to install some kind of ventilation system. So that's why it can cause some symptoms, because in a sealed environment, all those chemicals, like from furnitures, carpets, and also some office copiers, some chemicals, they get piled up over time. So those can irritate your immune system. It can pump up your allergy symptoms. So that's why you might have some allergy problems and coughing problems. Those are the symptoms of air conditioning disease.
Yes. And then we have a little birdie with some symptoms. And she writes, 근데 진짜 갑자기 차가운 에어컨 바람을 쐬면 체한 것처럼 머리가 아프고 속이 안 좋아요.
Oh,
could that be, air conditioning itis?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Really?
맞습니다.
맞대요, PD님.
Yeah.
That's what she has.
Yeah. Those are the symptoms of air conditioning disease. Headaches, feeling fatigue, and sometimes you feel muscle aches and bone pains.
Yes.
And those things.
Okay. Well, also, we do want to talk about some of the myths that are out there.
Yes.
이거는 근데 너무 많이 흔히 들었던 것 같은데, sleeping with the AC on or even the fan on, the so-called fan death.
Yeah, fan death.
Please tell me this is not true.
It's not true.
Okay.
Totally not true. Some people say that it might cause suffocation or even death. Yeah, there have been some reports that was dealt by a news media, and those victims not from AC but from their underlying comorbidities like cardiac problems. So those are that are nothing to do with the AC issues.
Yes.
So it's totally myth. And the second myth busting is 냉방병 is dangerous for women.
Why?
Is it true or not? Some say that it's causing a severe menstrual issues, or even it can cause infertility.
Oh, please tell me this is not true.
It's not true.
Okay, I was going to say. The sighs of relief I hear everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
While women may be more sensitive to cold, which can lead to irregular periods or worse, cramps, but there's no evidence it causes long-term harm like infertility. And also, some people experience some bony aches.
Yes.
So... And there is a saying that cold air from AC can weaken your bones, but it's not true. Yeah.
진짜
But it's
아니죠?
not true.
Okay.
It's not true.
Good.
So all those are myths. So, but it definitely can cause 냉방병.
Indeed. So, how do doctors even diagnose this? Because, there are symptoms that sound very similar to just as you say, the common cold. So how do you diagnose this?
First of all, most of patients come to visit me and saying that I'm having 냉방병. That's totally almost right. But in order to rule out some specific diseases, doctors do some checkups, like running some blood tests and then taking a very meticulous history taking.
Okay.
And then when symptoms started, and then what were you doing when you were having these symptoms? All those after gathering all those information, and then doctors run some tests, and then we diagnose diagnosed them with 냉방병.
Yes.
And we mentioned headaches and fatigues are one of those symptoms, but other symptoms include digestive issues like bloating and abdominal pain and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to read you a question. I don't know if you can answer it, but whenever you're on air, we have so many questions. So 태진님 says, 류쌤, 우리 체온이 36.5를 유지하는데 기온이 30도 넘어가면 왜 덥게 느껴지죠? 그리고 36도 물잔 하고 30도 물잔 번갈아 만지면 30도 물잔은 차갑게 느껴지는데 기온 36도는 넘어야 조금 덥다라고 느낀대요. So I know this is, on the spot. But
Yeah. Actually, I know the answer.
Oh, you do?
But it's to do with our physics. Because our body produces more heat, more than 36.5 Celsius.
Right.
But when we exercise, when we do our daily tasks,
Yes.
we emit more heat, and then in order to cool down our kind of surface layer heating system, the temperature has to at least lower than 24 Celsius degree.
Really?
That's why when temperature goes above 25, we call it 열대야.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
so much good information just right there.
Yeah, it's to do with our physics. So that's what I read. But I cannot tell you more than this. But
it makes sense to me. Everything you just said right now, I had kind of like a eureka moment because what Taejin asked also, I fully understand why he asked that, but it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also give you another example is when you are in over 30 Celsius environments.
Yes.
But when you take a shower over the water, let's say the water is temperature is 35 Celsius. But when you take a shower, you feel really refreshed because not because of the water heat, but when the water gets evaporated,
Yes.
it takes our heat off of our body. That's why we feel a little colder after
시원해.
taking yes. Even though the water is a little above 30 Celsius.
Yes. So
degree.
the water isn't like really cold,
Yeah.
but we feel cool.
That's right. Because of the evaporation that takes up our energy and takes up our heat. I hope that will be the answer for you.
Oh, and we have one more. People are like sending in so many questions. So Blythe Vibe says, how about moms who just gave birth? 출산 금방 하신 엄마들 and using air conditioning rooms because in Korean culture, my mom told me like, oh, don't turn on the AC. And I was like so hot. It was like July, And AC 틀면 안 된다고. 에어컨 틀면 안 된다고.
Oh, that's totally myth.
Told you, mom. 그렇다 했잖아요. Right. So it's a myth.
It's a myth.
Okay.
Think of an Eskimo when they give birth to a baby.
An Eskimo, yes.
Yeah, if they're exposed to this kind of harsh, cold environment,
Yes.
they wouldn't have survived.
That's so true. That's so true. Oh my goodness. But I do want to thank you for any last words before I let you go.
Okay. Yeah, air conditioning is a blessing in a world that's getting hotter and warmer because of global warming.
Yes.
But think of it this way. It's also a reminder of the climate problem we are trying to solve. So if you're feeling under the weather from too much AC on, remember this. Our planet might be feeling the same way. So please be careful and then use it wisely for our environments and also for the future generation for us and for our kids as well.
Yes. So it's all the perspective you bring, the expertise. People are thanking you for the great answers to our questions. So thank you for coming on as always.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everybody. This was Dr. Ryu. And yes, you asked away. I loved your questions, by the way, everybody. We're going to call it a wrap for hour number 1 with 2부의 경고 by 박미영. I'll be back at 8.
변명 따위는 하지 않을게. 이젠 날 이해해줘. 내 잘못 인정한 테니.
그렇게 말을 하면 나도 할 말은 없어. 이해해줄게. 하지만 내게 약한 모습은 보이지만 사랑하니까 언제나 당당한 너의 모습에 난 항상 매력을 느꼈던 거야. 누구나 한 번은 실수하지만 두 번은 안 돼. 내가 꼭 견딜 테니까 너에게만 있는 능력처럼 그렇게 날 속이려고 하면 나에게는 더 이상 손해보는 없어. 난 널 그냥 떠나버릴 거야.
이제는 알 것 같아. 숨겨진 너의 마음을 언제나 가볍게 넌 나를 대하고는 했지만 네 속에 숨어있는 너의 그 표정까지 언제나 나를 위한 마음이었다는 것을.
가만히 생각하면 난 자꾸만 화가 나. 참으려 해도 내가 그렇게 내게 매력이 없어.
한국 전쟁 당시 우리를 먼저
도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
일상에서 문화를 만끽하는 15분 문화도시 부산. 글로벌 문화예술이 펼쳐지는 해양도시 부산. 다양한 문화예술, 공연과 축제가 펼쳐지는 부산에서 시민과 예술이 함께하는 특별한 동행이 시작됩니다.
부산문화재단 대표이사 오재환입니다. 다시 태어나도 살고 싶은 행복한 문화도시 부산을 위해 오늘 하루 문화예술의 멋진 항해사가 되어 보시길 바랍니다.
이 캠페인은 글로벌 문화도시 부산을 창조하는 비컬처 플랫폼 부산문화재단이 함께합니다.
It's time for the Water Activities Safety Quiz Show with me, Mike.
And me, Jessie.
Now here is the question. On safely enjoying water activities, listen carefully and guess the right answer.
Okay.
From the following water safety measures, guess which one is correct. Number 1, always warm up before swimming or going in the water. Number 2, enter the water slowly and wear a life jacket. Number 3, never go beyond the designated swimming area. Number 4, call 119 or a lifeguard on duty if you witness drowning.
뭐지? 1번도 맞고 2번도 맞는 것 같은데.
Time is running out.
The answer is all of the above.
That is correct. All of these options are important in order to safely enjoy water activities.
If you keep them in mind, you're bound to have a great and safe summer.
Stay with BEFM this summer for a responsible beach season.
지역 경제가 힘차게 출발합니다. 기업들이 고객을 향해 더 빨리 가려면 방송 광고라는 X를 밟으세요. 경제도 기업도 더 힘차게 달려가니까요. 방송 광고의 작은 힘, 경제의 큰 힘입니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
The time is now 8 o'clock.
It's now 8 o'clock. This is hour number 2 of Morning Wave in Busan. This is Spotlight News. Kang Sonu steps down from Gender Minister nomination. Gender Equality and Family Minister nominee Kang Sonu announced that she is stepping down from the position amid controversy over her behavior with parliamentary aides. Kang wrote on her social media apologizing to the public and to President Lee Jae-myung, vowing to take the criticisms to heart. This marks the first failed nomination of a sitting lawmaker since the confirmation hearing system was implemented in 2005, and the second failed nomination in the Lee Jae-myung administration. The ruling Democratic Party, which had defended Kang, said they respect her decision. The presidential office said that they will promptly find a nominee who meets the expectations of the people. Birth rate increase reaches 14-year high for May. The rate of increase of newborns in May came to 3.8% compared to the same time last year, the highest in 14 years, as the marriage rate came to the highest in 6 years, according to Statistics Korea yesterday. This marks the 11th consecutive month of rising birth rates, bringing the country's total fertility rate to 0.75, up by 0.02 from a year ago. The rate increased for Seoul and Daegu, but decreased for Busan and Daejeon. The government attributed this rate of increase in births to the continued uptick in marriages since last year, a large number of women in their early 30s, and support measures from local and central governments. Parliament passes confirmation for Constitutional Court Chief nominee. The National Assembly yesterday passed the confirmation hearing report for Constitutional Court Chief Justice Kim Sang-hwan with 206 yeas, 49 nays, and 9 abstentions. Kim served on the Supreme Court until last December and will serve a 6-year term as the head of the Constitutional Court. The Parliament also passed a revision to the Act on the Prevention of and Countermeasures Against Agricultural and Fishery Disasters to expand the scope of agricultural disasters to include abnormal temperatures and earthquakes, and to increase support for disaster-stricken farms and fisheries. Police crackdown on illegal weapons after gun incident. The National Police Agency yesterday announced a new set of measures to tighten control on illegal weapons following the fatal shooting with a handmade gun in Incheon. The police will push up the annual voluntary surrender period for illegal arms and boost monitoring of online content on firearm manufacturing while using AI to detect and remove illegal posts. In the meantime, Incheon police conducted a search of the home of the 62-year-old murder suspect and seized tools used for gun making and flammable materials used in the case. U.S. nearing deal with EU after striking deal with Japan. The U.S. and the European Union are close to reaching a deal that would impose 15% tariffs on most imports from the bloc, mirroring a deal reached between the U.S. and Japan. EU member nations were briefed on the developments by the European Commission, but the final decision will come from U.S. President Donald Trump. The EU, however, has said that if Trump does not sign off on the deal, it would impose almost 100 billion euros worth of tariffs on U.S. imports. Trump has previously announced a 30% reciprocal tariff on the European Union. This was Spotlight News. time for Waggle Waggle. Haley's back.
I'm back.
Yes, you are. So, first story. We're going to talk about those consumption coupons. And some municipalities have different prices marked on the cards, denoting the recipient's income level.
So this was definitely the waggliest news out there yesterday. So Busan City is unfortunately one such municipality. So we're giving out cards. They have the same design, but to the upper right corner, there are the prices marked on them: 180,000, 330,000, and 430,000. Gwangju has, the cards are completely different colors. Pink for the lowest, green for the middle, and navy blue for 430,000. Well, the problem is how much you receive is based on your income levels. So you're they are outing your income quadrant.
That's so sensitive.
Which is incredibly sensitive because those in lower income families, 타상위 계층, they get 330,000. And those on basic welfare, they receive 430,000. So the intent, of course, was to make the administrative process easier.
Sure.
So different cities and municipalities have different systems. Seoul, for instance, they don't have this problem because apparently they have a deal with a commercial bank that lets the public official, civil servant who gives you the card immediately charge it right there. So it just kind of is like a one and done thing. Okay. But then for the vast majority of other municipalities, they get the preloaded cards from banks. So of course, you do need a way for the public officials to distinguish how much they are. But then also, for the recipients, every time they pay with that card, it's basically telling every single business,
this is how much I make.
This is how much, this is the income quadrant I'm in. So therefore, response has been negative, saying that if someone who receives this feels embarrassed, then it is inconsiderate, that it kind of works as a stigma of sorts. And again, this is why you need to be extremely thoughtful and considerate when it comes to welfare.
Yes.
And President Lee Jae-myung weighed in on it too yesterday, saying that this is the typical, quote, provider-centric, administrative convenience-focused, and severely lacks human rights sensitivity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems the municipalities, the local governments got to fixing this, right?
And this is part two of the problem. And I have seen some comments that pit civil servants against people who receive the cards, which is, let's not, because it was somebody made the decision to make the cards different colors or put the price. But it is ultimately the civil servants that have to bear the cost of fixing it. In Busan, they're now putting stickers on every single card to cover up that price on the upper right corner. Right. Well, someone or many someones have to do it. So one local office, and we're talking about like the neighborhood office, they say they get 3,500 cards roughly every day. So they have employees putting stickers on every one of them per day, and that's blocking them. That's preventing them from other work that needs to be done.
Right.
Gwangju is also putting stickers on them, but it's also going to create entirely new designs, but that's going to take 3 weeks. Also taxpayer funding, and then this is plastic. So it is one kind of thoughtless action that's leading to a lot of different costs.
I know, like, it's a one-off kind of system, but still, like preemptively planning ahead.
Right.
That would be nice.
Yes.
All right. Next story has to do with cartoon or animated characters, very much linked to our text topic today. Apparently, this one character has become a telltale sign of a North Korean spy. I'm so curious. What are we talking about?
Minions.
The yellow minions?
Yeah. And I laugh because I used to have a muumuu that had Minions printed on them that I got from the studios. And I wore it until like it wore down and just kind of fell up, like disintegrated on me. So I'm like, am I? What? So we're talking about the little yellow monsters from the movie Despicable Me. In Korean, the film title is Super Bad. So that's what it is. This is a Wall Street Journal report citing investigators from different companies that are tracking down with these North Korean tech spies. So for a bit of background, there's been this huge increase in North Korean cyber agents allegedly stealing identities of Americans to get jobs at U.S. tech companies and working, and that's possible because people work remotely now. But they get low-level jobs and then they use AI to generate fake resumes. Potentially, there are thousands of them. And then they embed malware onto the software system of the companies to steal information or cryptocurrency.
So now I want to know again how minions are connected to this.
So apparently a lot of them either say they like minions or they have usernames or profile pictures of minions or other characters from Despicable Me.
Really?
That's just been such a bizarre commonality.
Right.
So one investigator cited by the report at a U.S. cryptocurrency firm who's been tracking down these crypto agents for years, and they've told them this, a significant of them say that they like characters and use characters from Despicable Me. So much so that investigators, after they trace down these crypto tracks and get to a profile that has a Despicable Me or Minion related theme, they use it as kind of a gotcha sign. They're like, oh, we know, it's confirmed.
Okay.
So for example, there was a suspected North Korean Asian whose username was GRUDEV numbers, a GRU dev. Initially, investigators thought it was GRU, the Russian Chief Intelligence Office.
Right.
But you know the if you know, you know the boss who owns the minions is Gru. Right. So far, it doesn't seem that there's any intent. That it's just a popular, lovable, cute character, and also of maybe perhaps these agents kind of trying to blend in with Western culture via these characters.
Okay.
But then, of course, what they do behind these characters is a whole different story. Nothing cute about that. Because these crypto heists, they're suspected to be used for weapons of mass destruction development in North Korea. And this is why it's kind of what a lot of people suspect is a state-sponsored scheme. Also, by the way, minions, and not a lot of non-English speakers know this, but minion, because it has the word mini, seems cute. But the word minion, if I called you my minion, you would throw your coffee in my face. It means an underling of a powerful person, not just 하인, but like 쫄병.
그러니까요.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, it is. So many layers. So fascinating.
Right. And in Korea, what was a movie called?
슈퍼배드.
Because if we say Despicable Me, it's kind of what are they talking about?
What is that?
Yes. So the title is a little bit different, but yes. Up next, a company created an app that could help you bug your significant other.
Not like, what are you doing, bug? But
not bother, not being a
도청.
pest. Right.
Yes. Yeah. And this happened locally. So Busan Police Cyber Crimes Unit arrested this head of a company and booked 2 employees for creating an app that bugs phone calls and messages. 폰 감청 어플입니다. And 12 customers have also been booked for violation of the Protection of Communication Secrets Act, 통신비밀보호법 위반, basically spying on their significant other. So the app essentially acted like malware, and they sold this as a legal program that can be used to track the location of your children. That was the official byline on the website. This is like a child safety app. However, on social media, where on YouTube and other online divorce lawsuit communities where the true colors come out.
Yes.
Basically, you can monitor your spouse cheating on you and get evidence. By the way, illegal gotten evidence is not admissible in a court of law, so keep that in mind. So what did it do? It provided location information, but also lets you tap into calls that your spouse or significant other is making and view messages. So the suspects designed this app in a way that made it impossible for the victims to know that their phone was being bugged, and also undetectable by any virus detection programs.
So, question, how many people actually use this app? I mean, it's a paid-for app, right?
So many.
How many?
Confirmed 6,000 customers across 5 years. And this was a subscription because presumably if you're trying to catch your spouse cheating, you have to monitor them for a while. Right.
Yeah.
So it was a 3-month subscription charged between 1.5 and 2 million won for 3 months. So police confirmed illegal activity because embedding this malware onto the phone isn't necessarily illegal. You need to have listened in onto a conversation to prove that they violated the Communication Secrets Act.
Okay.
So for illegal phone tapping, they've caught 12 adult customers, 2 men, 10 women, being potentially guilty of this. By the way, some of them tapped into their significant other's phone for as long as 5 years.
Sorry. 죄송합니다. 5 years?
And if they're charging 2 million won for 3 months, someone else do the math, but that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
not
money.
a lot of trust.
I know, I was going to say, I mean, 5 years?
I'm not doling out any relationship advice, but it seems...
It's time to move on if you need to do this for 5 years.
That's unhealthy. I don't know. Okay. So the police have seized 2 million counts of illegal location information and 120,000 illegal call files. And they're in the process of seizing some 1.6 billion won in illegal profits.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a big market, I guess, but illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, illegal once again. All right, that was a doozy. Let's move on to our next story. Coca-Cola brand that you may know this is news, so we can say it, is changing some of its products sold in the U.S. at the behest of U.S. President Donald Trump. Really?
Who is a fan of this particular brand? So it'll be Coke with cane sugar, 설탕, as opposed to high fructose corn syrup. So Donald Trump several days ago, I thought about bringing it in, but he claimed back then that Coca-Cola had agreed to replace high fructose corn syrup in their beverages to cane sugar made and produced in the U.S. So his administration, a little bit of backdrop led by Health Secretary RFK Robert F. Kennedy Jr., they even kind of on this crusade, on this campaign against artificial ingredients, including corn syrup. So Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy has now partially confirmed this. They're not replacing the current recipe, but selling cane sugar version as an alternative. In the U.S., though, this is known as Mexican Cola because in Mexico, the Coca-Cola recipe south of the border uses cane sugar.
Yes.
But although that is commercially available in the U.S., number one, there's not enough of them, and number two, often at twice the price.
Right.
By the way, it is impossible to replace all of the high fructose corn syrup versions because the U.S. just does not make enough cane sugar for this to be possible.
Sure.
By the way, though, because, again, going back to the whole thing about replacing artificial ingredients with natural ones, sugar isn't healthy. No, it is not. And the amount that is in any cola beverages or any soft drinks is not healthy, whether we're putting that in the form of corn syrup or sugar.
Yes.
And this is according to experts. So one senior policy scientist at the Center for Science in the Public Interest, a nonprofit agency, said basically the Trump administration, along with any administration, should focus on less sugar, not different sugar.
I see. Well, we're going to call it a wrap for all the woggly news. And there was a lot to unfold today, but we'll definitely check in with you tomorrow. So thank you, Haley.
Let's woggle tomorrow.
All right, let's get to your updated traffic and weather. It's time for your updated traffic report. There is an accident on Luno Samsung-daedo from Shino Bridge to Luno, Korea. A two-car collision by the western gate of this company. There is another collision on Gangmyeon-daedo going towards Dade on Ulsuk-do Bridge intersection. Extreme backup on the Dongso overpass going away from the city right before Pomnaekor ramp due to a cargo truck that has broken down. And Mandok-daedo looks congested from Sukdong to Deokjeon intersection. And that top portion of Gwangan Bridge congested once again. Here's your weather report. It's currently 27 degrees and sunny in Busan. It's going to go up to 30 degrees today. A heat wave impact forecast, 폭염 영향 예보, and a heat wave special report, 폭염 특보. They're both in effect right now. Across the nation, a hot day with the daytime highs going up to as high as 35 degrees in parts of Gangwon, Chungnam, and the southern regions. This was traffic and weather. This is your special interview. Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party, the LDP, suffered a stinging defeat in the upper house election on July 20th. And some Japanese media reports, the outlets had reported that Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba planned to resign by late August, given the results of the upper house election. However, Prime Minister Ishiba firmly denied these rumors, calling them unfounded and reaffirming his commitment to stay in office. So first up, what does this mean for Korea and Japan and the relationship moving forward? And of course, we've been reporting on Trump's tariffs. There was that announcement of a 15% reciprocal tariff agreement between U.S. and Japan. And we'd like to explore how this deal might affect South Korea's trade negotiations with the U.S. as well. Joining us is Professor Sean O'Malley, tenured professor of international studies at Dongseok University. Hi, how are you, Professor?
I'm good, Catherine. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. To start off with, if you could kind of walk us through the recent upper house election in Japan, what went down, and your evaluation on the outcome, and also even get into the implications for the relationship between Korea and Japan.
Well, what went down, as you pointed out, was a stunning defeat for the Liberal Democratic Party. The LDP, as they're referred to, for 70 years has held a majority in at least one house of the Japanese Diet, and now they hold a majority in neither. Over the past 9 months, they have seen two stunning defeats, the first in the House of Representatives last October, and then this time in the upper house, the House of Councilors. And what this means is that Prime Minister Ishiba's job becomes much more difficult as he needs to build coalitions to get the policies and the agenda that he wishes to push forward.
Yes, yes.
I'd like to note, this isn't the first time we've seen this, actually. France also wound up with a coalition-style government for the first time in its history earlier this year or late last year. And so this surge of populist movements and sort of dissatisfaction with mainstream parties has finally made its way to Japan, it seems, as this global trend sort of continues to surge.
Yes. Yes. And so what were some of the key factors? Because we don't know what's going on, the logistics of what's been happening internally and domestically in Japan?
Well, the key factors, I mean, as U.S. politicians have stated for a very long time, politics is about economics, especially economics at home.
Yes.
And economics in Japan has not been very good. There has been fairly high inflation that's been outpacing wages for quite some time. In the post-COVID environment, interest rates have been kept extremely low, and therefore investment and other opportunities have sort of been passed up over time. And spiking food prices in particular, especially with rice. On top of that, you have the ongoing tariff frustrations of dealing with the Trump administration. And so all of this, including, I think, immigration and other social stressors, have sort of built up into discontent with general LDP policies.
Yes.
And the slush fund corruption issues that have haunted the party for years, I think also caught up with them as well. So you compound all of that together, it made for a time for some change.
Well, Prime Minister Ishiba, relatively speaking, considered pragmatic toward Korea. So if he were to be replaced, and although he strongly denies the rumors that he's stepping down, if he were to be replaced by a more hawkish, conservative leader, what impact might that have on the country relationship?
Yeah, I think that a more conservative leader would make things more difficult for the Lee administration here in South Korea as they wish to push a more pragmatic policy. The fact that Ishiba has said he does not intend to step down, I think is a very good sign. Right now, there is really no other party that can muster the amount of votes that the LDP can, even though they don't have the majority anymore. So he's in a fairly good position to remain, although he is weakened, and this means no confidence votes could be called in the future. But there's really no politician in waiting, conservative or otherwise, that's ready to step into that role. So I think he's doing the country a service by not stepping down early and sort of waiting to see how things continue to play out over the next few months.
Right. And thus far, how would you gauge the so-called shuttle diplomacy between Seoul and Tokyo as of late?
Well, I think, this has been complicated by this election. I think moving forward, I think it's also a bit been complicated by the Lee administration. Back in, if you remember the G7 summit back in June,
yes,
Lee and Ishiba had a fairly cordial meeting, and Lee had great rhetoric about the inseparable nature of the two countries and how they need to work more closely together. And then 2.5 weeks ago, the Foreign Ministry of Korea put Japan in a very awkward and embarrassing position at UNESCO over a World Heritage Committee vote, an unprecedented push for a vote on an agenda item. And the Korean delegation lost that vote resoundingly. And this sort of indicates, I think, to those politicians in Japan less favorable to more cordial relations in Japan, that the administration will continue sort of aggressive policies to defend historical grievances that Korea still has against Japan. And so I think that any future move towards a more conservative approach from Tokyo is not in Korea's best interest. And I think this probably was not taken very well in Japan over the last few weeks.
Yes. I do want to turn our attention now to, of course, the tariffs. So they've just announced a new trade agreement between Japan and the U.S. that includes a 15% reciprocal tariff. So obviously, we're very much interested in this here in South Korea because our trade negotiators are there in Washington, D.C. as we speak. So first, what are your thoughts on the 15%? Do you think that this was as best of a deal as Japan could have gotten?
Yeah, I think this is a great deal for Japan. I think they're probably as happy as they can be. They were really up against a wall. They were guaranteed a 10% tariff no matter what. So to only get another 5% on top of that, I think is a win for them.
Yes.
The devil is in the details. President Trump announced that this includes $500 billion in new investment by Japan in the United States, and that it would ensure 100,000 new jobs in America. And he made some other statements as well. The Japanese government has sort of distanced themselves from that particular take. We know that President Trump is prone to hyperbole. So we'll have to see exactly what's in this agreement as it gets implemented. But certainly with Korea having to negotiate over the next, hopefully, week to get the deal done before August 1st.
Yes.
I think this sets at least a target of what the Lee administration should be aiming for, something around 15% that's equivalent to Japan. I think getting anything better than that would be quite a stretch.
Yes, because obviously with Korea next on deck, with the representatives there, with the August 1st deadline looming, this is on the minds of many people right now, that this, whether it's 15% or even higher. So just to go back to what you said, Professor, basically the best we could probably do is 15%, correct?
I think so. I think that would be a great number right now. You're guaranteed 10% anyways. The 15% takes away other special tariffs that have been levied on automobiles and steel. At least that's my understanding at the time. That's what Japan got. So if we can get that same deal here for South Korea, I think the administration should be pleased with that, take it, and move forward onto other agenda items.
Yes, indeed. So any last words you want to share with our listeners before I let you go?
Nothing really. I would say sort of, hold the course, stay calm.
Yes.
Politics don't change on a dime that often. So we should see a continuing of the status quo for quite some time, which means that Korea-Japan relations are at least moving forward, if not moving forward aggressively in a positive way.
Yes, indeed, of course. We'll continue to watch the situation, but thank you so much for sharing your expertise with our listeners today, and take care. See you soon.
All right, thank you.
This was once again Professor Sean O'Malley, and we talked about first up what happened domestically with that stinging defeat in the upper house election for Japan, and of course the relationship between Korea and Japan, plus the trade deal with Japan and the U.S. and how that might affect the talks for Korea and the United States as well. All right, well, we're ready for a song break, so here it is. This is Paris by the Chainsmokers.
We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents, and I thought, wow, if I could take this in a shot right now, I don't think that we could work this out on the terrace. I don't know if it's fair, but I thought, how could I let you fall by yourself? Well, I'm wasted with someone else. If we go down, then we go down together. They'll say you could do anything. They'll say that I was clever. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better. Let's show them we are better. Let's show them we are better. We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents. You look so proud, standing there with a frown and a cigarette, posting pictures of yourself on the internet, out on the terrace. We breathe in the air of this small town, on our own, cutting glass with the thrill of it, getting drunk on the past we were living in. If we go down, then we go down together. They'll say you could do anything. They'll say that I was clever. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better.
Let's show them we are. Show them we are. Let's show them we are. Show them we are.
Let's show them we are better. We were staying in Paris. They'll say you could do anything. They'll say that I was clever. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better. We were staying in Paris. We were staying in Paris. We were staying in Paris.
Welcome back. So I was looking at some of your responses to our text topic. Your favorite cartoon or animated character. And I do see some differences. It really matters where you grew up, like what was popular in your neck of the woods when you were a kid. So I'm going to mention some of the characters. Yeah, in your day. First up, I'm seeing a lot of this Atta Mama. Is that how it's said? Atta Mama? I'm seeing a lot of that, so I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was, so it's like a family-based, I guess, like cartoon animated series. So that I see a lot of from some of our Korean listeners. I also see, who was it that sent in, I think Imiru. Oh, he mentions, one of my favorite cartoons used to be Captain Tsubasa, whom I don't know. That I don't know, but he also, I'm assuming it's a he, also really enjoyed TMNT. Do you guys know what that is? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yeah, right. And then, so his favorite character was, I call him Michelangelo, but I know some of you call him Michelangelo. So I remember their names. Don't ask me why. Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and the fact that Vasana knew it, yes, dates us as well. Other characters that are coming up on the board also, I do see Dooley. Dooley is a popular one. And then William says Rocky and Bullwinkle. So some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. The Flintstones. And Vasana and I, we remember the Flintstones. And other characters that are popping up on the board. Jason, who says, back when I was a kid, Pokemon and Digimon were all the rage. And it blows my mind that it's still popular today. So yes, indeed. Right. And also Leslie, she texted in, and I know this will go kind of above your head for some of you because it was a very specific genre era, but she mentioned, I think, Beavis and Butthead. So that's that's the name of the animated series. Yes, Vasana knows every single one. The old ones. The old ones, right. And did you guys remember? Like, how about Bart Simpson?
Eat my shorts, man.
You're so good. All right. Well, I'm gonna get your take on it in just a bit because we need to play the Bee Gees song. But let's get to Vasana. It's time for Buzz Breakdown with Vasana, a.k.a. deliverer of coffee. Much needed coffee. Thank you so much. Woo!
You're welcome. I'll send you the bill.
Well, I won't show the brand, but this is the coffee that he gave. It's so good. Is it like a vanilla latte or something?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's so sweet. We needed it.
Yeah.
So thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. And I see another one popping up. Scooby-Doo. Leslie really likes Scooby-Doo. That's so good.
Hey, Shaggy.
Can you do Smurfs?
Oh, my goodness.
No?
That's with Schubert's Unfinished Symphony. That's I love theme songs. So I remember all in our days, theme songs went with the cartoons. And for example, dancing and daring, courageous and caring, along with the help. No? Gummy bears. Gummy bears bouncing here? No, okay. No. I guess I'm done.
Okay.
My favorite one was...
what's your favorite character?
Mimi. The Roadrunner.
Oh, that's old.
Cody and the... Oh, we go.
I mean, not you, the cartoon.
No, yeah, it was from the 50s and 60s, but...
I mean, you saw the reruns, obviously, right?
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't alive then.
Because I'm sure in the 50s and 60s...
I am the ghost of Vasana's past.
Black and white. Oh, and how about your son? Does he have any favorite ones?
At the moment, he likes watching Japanese cartoons.
I see.
They don't call them cartoons now, do they?
Anime?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a whole different genre.
It sounds fancy. Fancy smashy name for a cartoon.
I know, we're like cartoons, yes.
I don't like that. I like anime.
Well, we're going to jump into Buzz Breakdown. What do you have for us?
So I've got some more words from the world of education. A few weeks ago, we had Teachers' Day. So I had some phrases in honor of all teachers.
Yes.
But I was reading an article on the weekend about a Chinese student who was kicked out of his home by his parents because he didn't get a high enough score in his Gaokao, which is...
equivalent of Sunung, right?
Equivalent of Sunung.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
So they kicked him out of the home. They cut off his allowance. They changed the code to the door.
The door lock?
The door lock. We don't have keys these days. It's all the door lock. Because 750 is the top score.
And what do you get?
He got 575. Which is not too bad, but it won't get you into a medical school or things like that.
Right. Oh my goodness. But he was like kicked out?
So he was kicked out. So I thought, I remembered the story from my day when we had a math test one time.
Yes.
And we got our scores back, and I was happy because I passed.
You were happy because you passed?
I passed.
What was passing back in your day?
Just over 50.
50 is passing?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, 50 was a pass. So I got 75. No, 65. 75.
65 is a D. Is it not? Okay, but anyhow, you passed.
We didn't. It wasn't A. I guess it was, but 65. A D is still a pass. 65 is good to get into university in New Zealand. So 65. So I got 65. Anyway, that's not the story. A friend of mine in the same class, his name was, I won't give his full name, but his surname was Liu. So you can guess what nationality he was. So he went home and he came back and his parents were angry at him. I was, what was your score? He said 99 out of 100.
Right.
99. I said, why were they angry? He said, because I didn't get 100.
My mom used to get mad because and she's like, what's the little thing, that line next to the A? I'm like, it's called an A minus. And she was like,
why minus?
No, she was like, why'd you get an A minus? And I was like, from 90 to 92, when I grew up, it was like, it's considered an A minus.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got a 92. And she's like, why'd you get a 92? Tiger mom. Okay.
Music and English, however, I always got over 90. I got over 95. Music, English, history, they got me through high school.
All right.
But math, nah.
Yeah, math was my worst.
Yeah. I loved math until I had to skip a year. And so just that 1 year anyway.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be fun to introduce our listeners to some phrases associated with exams and reactions to exams results. And I thought we could start off with a little dialogue.
Okay.
Between
so we're going to do a little
me.
bit of acting.
A little bit of acting, yeah.
Oh, this is like, I just got
Put
the
some
script.
of those techniques that I talked about last week. Yeah.
Hey, Vasana. How'd you do on that test? I aced mine. Oh, 얄미워. Okay. I aced mine.
Good for you. I totally bombed. Why am I putting on a southern accent?
I know.
I totally bombed. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to that party yesterday.
Well, wait. Didn't you bomb your science exam last week? I mean, you better be careful or else they're going to flunk you.
Who are you? My mother? Look at you, goody two-shoes, passing all her tests with flying colors.
Well, do the hair flip. Well, maybe you should spend more time with your head in the books instead of in something else.
Well done, Kat.
Oh.
And by the way, was that you? Did you study? Did you get A minuses and A pluses all the time?
A minus was my lowest grade. In high school, yeah, for real. Yeah.
Hear the gasps in the room. Everybody else at home is going, well, yeah, we knew that.
No, for real. I mean, like, because if I didn't, I told you my mom was like super strict. I didn't watch TV from Monday through Friday. And it was like Saturday and Sunday.
So how do you know all these cartoon names then?
Because later on, and Dad used to see me. And Dad used to let me, like, when Mom was away.
Did you videotape it?
No, and he would he would give me the remote.
Oh.
Yeah. My mom would literally unplug the TV.
Yeah.
And she would check the heat on to see if the TV had been on.
Oh my God.
No, I'm serious. She was like, TV equals 바보 박스. That's what she called it. She was really serious, and like she made me read and read and read.
That
I do
is
thank you, Mom.
a nickname for the TV in English as well. The idiot box.
Yeah, I do. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go over the phrases,
okay.
the words.
The first one you said, I aced mine.
Yes.
Look at that face.
I know.
That's a face that has had lots of practice.
Yes. Ace meaning what?
Means you did really, really, really well.
Yes. So if you look at
not just pass.
Right. You did really well.
Yeah.
정말 잘했다. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What else?
잘했어. 잘했어. So good for you,
yes,
yes. That's a good one there. So good for you, depending on how you say it, could be positive.
Like, good for you, like really, or like, good
or
for you.
sarcastic.
Like, okay, 잘났어.
Yeah, 잘났어.
Yes. What else?
Bombed. I totally bombed.
Yes.
So the word bomb has different meanings depending on the context.
Oh, yeah.
So
if I say you the bomb.
Yeah, you the bomb. And not
means,
the.
Yeah, it's the bomb. That means, 완전 짱.
Oh, am I?
Yes, you are. You gave us coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Just for today. But if you bombed something, it means you didn't do well. So, for example, how did your date night go with your husband?
He was the bomb. No. You're terrible.
It bombed. Yes. So if you say it bombed, it didn't go well.
Right.
Okay, it was terrible.
I bombed something. It's definitely not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, the next one was flunk.
Yes.
So flunk is failing.
Yes.
And
getting a big fat F.
And usually it's instead of a big fat D.
Big fat F. Flunk, fail. Yeah. But it's so bad that you might have to repeat the course
the whole year.
Or the whole year.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's serious.
So it's usually not just one subject, it's
right.
the whole
the whole shebang.
The board.
Right.
Okay, next one. When flying colors.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking of that big D. Okay. The flying colors. Flying colors is similar to aced.
Yes.
So flying colors means very well. You did something very well. It's something that is very good.
Yes, if you say I passed with flying colors, 그냥 합격이 아니라 완전 잘해서
planes fly over and
yes. 점수.
Pink colors in the sky. Okay, the next one, head in the books. Head in the books.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically study.
Head in the books meaning 머리 박아서 like 책 보라고요. Like study. Vasana, are you okay?
Instead of something else.
Yes, and then Vasana is so 문과. Like he's good at like you said music.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if that's art. Yeah, and then like you said English and history,
English
right?
and history, yeah.
머리를 책에 고정. I guess that's a nicer way of saying what we said. Yes.
그냥 범생.
Yes.
Bookworm.
What else?
Head in the books. Okay, so I want to talk about reactions to bad scores.
Yes.
Now, I've had lots of these over the years. So, for example, when Vasana came home with his report card, his mother hit the roof.
Oh, hit the roof.
Hit the roof.
So what is hit the roof? 진짜 너무 이거 말고 not raise the roof. Come on. We're not clubbing. Hit the roof means 어머니가 너무 화가 나서 she literally 머리를 천장 혹은
just
지붕까지.
like in the cartoon. Just like in the cartoon.
Yes, you see it like she's so angry, right?
But it's not just angry. It's sudden anger. So if you go home and you say, I got an F, and say, what?
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of, definitely I've seen on like social media, like Asian moms or the very stereotypical Asian mom chasing their kid around with like a slipper. 슬리퍼로 다니면서 공부 안 하고 하면 was your mom ever?
Yes.
Oh, really?
And so you try when you have bad news to tell your mother, and you have to tell your mother because if she finds out by herself, it's worse. So you have to pick the place where she's sitting. So you never wanted to get mom angry in the kitchen or near the fireplace.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Because there are things that could hurt you.
Or dangerous and painful.
So on the couch, so obviously there's just books and...
books are okay.
Yeah, and she's wearing slippers, so that's fine.
Slippers are fine.
So I was a very fast runner.
A little birdie.
Yes.
In the studio, not you or I, but says 저는 옷걸이로 많이 맞았어요. 진짜요? 전혀 안 그럴 것 같은데. On your hands. Oh.
Oh no, it was Samoans. If you ever know any Samoans, I'm sure you grew up with a lot of Samoans in LA.
No, yeah, there's Samoans.
They'd have lots of stories for you.
Yeah.
Not capital punishment, corporal punishment.
Corporal, but back in the day, it was acceptable. Nowadays, it's like a no-no. It's definitely not acceptable. Back in the day, 우리 웨이브 분들도 분명히 옛날에 혼났을 때, like, there was like a head chori there or here or there, right? I mean, that was common.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so what are some of the things your mother would say to you if... Did you ever do anything bad?
I don't want to sound... I've never been hit by my parents.
What's the other word I used?
맞았어요, 저는. 안
Goody
맞았어요.
two-shoes. There we go.
Goody two-shoes. What does that mean?
A goody two-shoes is someone who is always
like
good.
범생.
Never does anything bad. So always, I got to be home by 5 p.m.
My mom caught me doing one bad thing. Third year in high school. I think that was when puberty hit. 고3 때 약간 사춘기가 왔어요. After... university applications were already in, second semester. I was stomping on her blouse because it had fallen from a hanger. 엄마 블라우스를 막 밟고 있는데.
Why?
And then, because I was mad at something. I don't remember what I was mad at. And then so I was stepping on her blouse, like stomping on it, and she walked in. I was like, oh, dude, I am in so much trouble. And that was like the one time I was reprimanded. And I know that's so boring, but that's the truth.
Sorry,
Yes.
crickets.
Crickets.
That's the worst thing you've done?
That was the worst thing I did.
Oh my goodness. Have I
Yes.
got some stories for you off here.
Oh, we have Han. Oh, hi, Han. She says, the diversity and 회초리 for my parents was almost artistic, she says. Oh my gosh. I think it was their artistic. I feel like I missed out. I've been deprived of a proper childhood because I didn't have the 회초리 experience.
My mom and dad were different in that respect. My mom, she would just hit the roof immediately. What dad would say, okay, you know what you're getting later. And so
that's scarier.
It's kind of like having a death sentence and you're counting down to the time.
And even 두둥님 saying like basically 도구를 가리지 않고 도구. We're laughing about it now, but the fact that we're laughing about it, I know at the time it was scary.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that we can look back and laugh about it means, we all made it out healthy. We're okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Say yes. Say yes. So let's go over the words real quick.
Hit the books or
Yes.
hit in the books.
Yes.
Study hard.
Uh-huh.
I missed out Cram before, but we did that before a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Bomb and Flunk.
Not good.
Not good.
Yes.
Ace or pass with flying colors.
Yes.
Her. Hit the roof, hit the ceiling.
Vasana's mom.
Over the moon.
Oh.
Kat's mom, except when she gets an A-.
Yes, A-, no.
And then I thought I'd put a couple more. Blow a fuse.
Oh, blow a fuse means like someone's really angry.
Yeah, kind of like something's going on or something.
Yes.
Snap.
Uh-huh.
And then blow someone's mind means when somebody does something that amazes them.
You blew our minds by
Yeah.
giving us sweet coffee this morning.
Yeah.
So sweet. We're going to end it on that happy note.
Okay.
But thank you. And of course, we'll check in with you real soon.
Yes.
I know you're going to be away, but yes, we'll
Yeah.
see you real soon.
Happy
Vasana.
holidays.
Yay. That was Vasana with Buzz Breakdown. And it's time to wrap up our Thursday morning, feeling like a Friday, but it's only Thursday. So here is our final song for today. This is Do It by House Rules. Enjoy. Have a safe day today. Bye, everybody.
Come and catch ya!